all, I would like to know how many newcomers here? First time. You know why most of the time I prepare the slides, I end up talking other things. Because I like to follow the flow. Okay, so my name is Gobi. I'm going to talk today about bridging the gap between the ancient healing system and the modern science. Okay, epigenetic wellness. So I practice Indian system medicine, Chinese system medicines, Japanese system medicines, and Korean system medicine. But I like science, I like physics. So in my wellness center, I have a lot of physics stuff, a lot of technology, quantum technology. So I use a combination of the ancient healing systems and the modern quantum science to get a best outcome for my patients. Now, talking about tree, about 1.5 years ago, my wife, she introduced tree. At that time, the product was not launched yet. Okay, the product was not launched yet. Selena told the committee it's a new project. Okay, now, for years, for decades, I don't give herbs, I don't give any supplements. I can do everything within frequency, all that. But based on my over the years experience, I find some weaknesses of all my clients and patients. What happened is they don't seem to be able to follow the lifestyles and diet changes for preventive and maintenance. They get cured, okay, they think okay, and then they come back with other problems, And the other part of the group, nobody really cares about preventive medicine, okay? So I was started to look for any good supplement in the market that which I can actually give to them. Because that is the fastest, easiest way. Because nobody seems to be able to follow all this diet, lifestyle, 90%, based on my experience, based on all my percent, 90%, nobody able to follow that. I find it very difficult. So I had some few supplements in my mind, but I was still keep looking it, nothing was interest me. So when my wife introduced three, so the first thing, product was not there, so I really do not know, how it's going to turn out. So I did a research. Dr. Dan is the inventor of the tree. He's going to be the inventor of the tree. So I started to study about Dr. Dan. I do research for over years, I try to understand his brain, try to understand, because my benchmark was epigenetics. I only will show the product that has validated science that works on gene expressions. Okay? Even though I'm a holistic doctor, I'm not into mainstream doctor, but I like science. So, I like to do a lot of research about this. So, upon studying about Dr. Dan, so I find it that his technology he used all interesting, okay? Because he has been, producing product for the last 20 years. So, I knew this is the one. So, I was just waiting for the product. So, when they launched, I bought Founder. Why I bought Founder? I have a lot of patients, right? I need to try. I try, family member release, all try. I know it works, but I still need to try. I can't buy the intro. Okay, I said, I buy, taking a risk. But I know it's not risk because I already studied about him. So, I started to give a lot of improvement I noticed in my patients. Now, remember this, tree is not meant to treat and cure. Okay? So what I use, later I'm going to talk about a little bit about health, about the stages of illnesses. For acute and chronic, I need to combine my practice with my system of healing with a combination of nutrition. Because nutrition supports the organs, it facilitates the cells. Cell has lost its intelligence. You don't know what to do due to various factors. There are a lot of factors, known and unknown things. Nobody knows all. It's like dropping a needle in the oceans. Even I don't know all. And science also involved it. The other day, I was reading, they found a new organ somewhere here. Many years ago, Italian scientists found another organ just near stomach. So the science getting advanced, technology getting advanced, they can detect now. The one particular organ, understanding the organ can prevent 3,000 different surgeries in the digestive system alone. You see? So science was evolving. Okay? So that was the main reason why I came into this. So now what happens is I started to give, I started to get result, do a lot of combinations all that. Okay, now there's a little bit introduction about myself. You say I do a lot of things. Okay, I'm going to talk about health today. There's some little things that can make a lot of difference impact in your health. Just pay attention, because the smaller things can make a different impact, the biggest impact in your life. It can be a turning point, because we human beings always tends to look for bigger things, but we tend to ignore all the smaller little things. So I'm going to talk from the perspective of the Eastern modalities, okay, with the modern science. Okay, first slide. Why do we get sick? Okay, or 6 stages of illness. I'm not going to talk about the root cause. The root cause can go on until nobody knows. Okay, we just keep discovering new things. So I don't want to go into that, because there are a lot of things, unknown things, not being validated by science. It probably take decades. We human being is a very complex human energy grid system. Okay. Now, most of you here are going to get some answers when I start talking about all this. One is the most common question is, how come the same problem the guy got well within 1 week, 1 month? I don't get well after 2 or 3 or 4 months, right? It's not about the product, or it's not about the therapy. You understand this when I talk how the stages of illness development happening in our body, okay? From the Eastern modality, Chinese, Japanese, Korean, all sharing the same basic principle. If you can get this right, it'll be much helpful for you all, okay? To better understanding, so when you go for therapy, when you take these supplements, why it's not working well, you'll come up with that. Okay, I want you to visualize this container, your organ. I want to visualize your organ as a container. Now, from the epigenetics point of view, 98% are due to environment. Only the 2% are genetics. Okay? They can influence genes expression, 23,000 gene expression on and off on a daily basis. Now, accumulations. Okay, before I talk this, we need to understand now another very important. We all at birth are designed by constitutions. Every individual here is unique. That is why sometimes when you take certain thing, it works well, super fast, and sometimes the other person takes time. Why? It depends or characterized by catabolic individual, metabolic individual, and anabolic individual. Catabolic individual tend to burn the body mass into energy. Metabolic person tend to use and burn the energy. Anabolic tend to store the energy as a body mass. So imagine 3 big difference. Of course, we can categorize up to 7, but the 3 is the basis. Okay. Now, so we are not actually balanced, but we can make it all 3 are balanced. How? I'll tell you later. So when one of the conjugation goes imbalance, that's where the problem starts. Okay, the problem starts with accumulation. Okay, imagine a container, the tap, water is dripping, right? Slowly, slowly, slowly the container is filling up. Now, most of us only realize the sign and symptom at stages, at the fourth, fifth and sixth stages, okay? Because we are not listening to the body. We just got disconnected. Because we don't listen body, we just take it for granted. Imagine if you can detect from here the first, second, third, you can always stay healthy. Okay, now, one or more constitutions become imbalanced. It started to accumulate. Comes to the second. Okay, before I go to the second, the first one, what are the symptoms? Very mild symptom. Gas, bloating, constipations, all these things can come. It just come and go, But most of the time, we just don't take it seriously, right? We just tend to ignore. Still okay, just stage 1. Stage 2, it begins to rise. Still we are not doing anything about it. Rise up to here. Okay? Symptoms are very minimal, so very difficult to detect. It's very minimal. It just come and go. Now when it comes to stage 3, it started to overflow. It's coming up from the GI tract. Now it will start just spreading via our general circulations. It will go and reside the weakest organs in our body. Okay? Stage 3. What happened? Look at the healthy tissue. Fourth stage, depositions or localizations. Okay? Moving to a spot with some weakness, it deposits there. Healthy tissue, something is coming out now, growing. Okay? Now comes to stage spreading for, okay, manifestations. Normally it's an acute condition. It manifests with pathology changes in the tissue. Look at the tissue. The tissue good, right? Something is growing. Tissue still steady, but something is growing. Now here most of us will have sign and symptom already. This is where we go and see doctor. Okay? Let's say if you don't do anything about it, it become destruction. In the final stage, the disease has fully manifested with structural changes. Gone, healthy tissue, damage gone. Become terminal illness. This is where we find it very difficult to reverse it. Damage done. It's a terminal ill. That's why we find very difficult to reverse. Can reverse? Yes, can reverse. I'll talk to you about that later. Okay? So understand this, very easy. No need to crack your head thinking what is the root cause, all that. You will never figure out, I'm telling you. Yes, including me, I'm telling you. I study all the science, even I cannot figure out. They are just going on. As I said, we are very complex being. So many unknown things. What we want, damage is done. What is the next, correct? Okay, next slide. Chinese, Indian, Japanese, Korean, all sharing about the natural biology clock. Again, nobody pay attention. Take snapshot. This little thing can make a lot of difference. Okay? We know, maybe most of you, half of you, maybe 3/4 of you all know, but they don't practice it. I'm going to show you how to practice it very simple. Okay? Each organ system has a period of maximum minimum activity during the 24 hours. Each organ works at maximum at 2 hours. Now, let's say, I'll give you an example. Someone tends to get up between 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. Now you have to start listening to the body. We don't do that. If you started to be awake or getting up during this period, it can be physiological problem. Lungs cannot breathe, some discomfort. You're struggling to figure out what's going to happen. Or lungs, worry, sad. So when you get up during this time, the person will start thinking about, she's sad, worry. So it actually disturbing the natural biorhythm. Okay? So with these 2 hours, sister, you can more or less figure out what's happening to me. Okay? Now, let's say liver, 1 to 3 a.m. What does liver does? We need to be in the deep sleep by now. Okay? Because it does blood detoxification. This is the time where we need rest because of recovery. But most of us, we always sleep within this period, right? Within this period. So of course, liver, let me tell you, is the most important organ. It'll take another 30 years for the science to figure out what liver actually is doing. Liver is doing, from the current science, liver is doing about 750 functions. It'll take another 3 decades to figure out liver is doing more than 2,000 functions. 3/4 we really do not know. It's okay, no need to know. Just do the simple thing. Okay? Try to sleep before 1 o'clock. Okay? So if you can follow all these things, it helps you know. Okay, let's say 11 to 1 p.m., 11 a.m. This is the best time for blood circulation, high energy. We have to eat here. You can eat heavy, no problem. Eat like a king, no problem. This organ, 11 to 1 p.m., when it comes to here, they're doing other job. You see, the heart, maximum energy is 11 to 1 p.m. After that, they start winding down. So make use of the nature circadian rhythm, biology clock, to make little difference in your lifestyle. Okay? So I think you have taken the snapshot. I don't want to go into so much detail. So there are a lot of things. 5 to 7. 5 to 7, kidney, store, nutrition, build bone marrow, supper time, all that. So based on this, you can actually figure out. You can start listening to the body. You can figure out, okay, I think something wrong. You understand? All this is natural. We do this all the time. I make little bit changes here. So at least you know. Someone at 11 or 1 p.m. suddenly having a chest pain. What happened? But don't know why. A lot of symptoms look similar, right? A lot of symptoms look similar. Then you can tell, okay, something wrong with my heart. Maybe I should check. Correct? At peak, something wrong with us now. Correct? Okay, next slide. Epigenetic science. What is epigenetic? Epigenetic. You know Bruce Lipton, right? If you're free, you go on Google, you watch the YouTube. Bruce Lipton in his book, Biology book, said epigenetic can show us how our environment thoughts influence ourselves. Okay? 90% of illness is not just genetic, it's the environment. Okay? 20,000 genes expressions daily. Now, this is a chart, the epigenetic study chart. From here you can figure out how important is this. Toxin, yes, toxin influence our gene expression. But look at that, look at that gap, right? I mean, percentage is small. Look at that, how important we need minerals. What is the function of the mineral? To keep our bones, muscles, heart, brain, making hormone, enzyme. We need this. Imagine if we have insufficient minerals in the body, what happens? Look at that, the gap. Okay, microbiology, okay. Now we know microorganism. Fatty acid also, very important. It acts as a storage energy. Okay, and glucose when glucose, inavailability of the glucose or energy, the body will use body fat. The body will use fatty acids to fuel the cell. Okay? Electromagnetic emissions cannot be seen by naked eyes, but they influence our gene expressions. Okay? Antioxidant, high diet of antioxidants can reduce diseases. Amino acids, okay? Body tissue repair, all that. Okay? I'll go fast because I don't have time. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to talk a little bit about eternal and revive. And I'm not going to talk all the gene. I'm going to talk about one. Because I give to a lot of attention. I see a lot of difference. I'll tell you why. IL-6. Interleukin 6 is a protein produced by various cells. It helps regulate immune system, adaptive response, and to reciprocate innate response. Innate is a general protective against the microorganism. Adaptive, they do focus, specialized, localized. Now, what happened? Elevated IL-6 with infection, autoimmune disorder, cardiovascular disease, some cancer. Breast cancer patient IL-6 very high normally. IL-6 stimulates the secretions of the growth hormone, inhibits thyroid stimulating hormone secretion, anorexia and fatigue. Anorexia, appetite, lost appetite. IL-6 normally present in the low levels in the body, but increase in aging causing diseases such as rheumatoid arthritis, juvenile idiopathic, Castleman's autoimmune bowel and infection. High IL-6 accelerate the progressions of chronic kidney disease. Eternal downregulates IL-6 by 1,250%. That's how powerful it is. How long more to go? Oh, you 2 minutes. I'll talk a lot. Okay. I don't know the babies. I got one lady, 90 years old, African lady, bedridden for 1 year. 1 year physiotherapy didn't work. She got all suppress all through. I couldn't treat her, but I sent Eternal Revive. 2 months, she walked. She started to walk. 2 months only. 2 months. I got a lady diabetic. This big is the gap on the toe. 5 years dressing. Nothing happens. I just give Eternal. 2 months. This hole closed. It's too enough. Okay, revive. Revive. BDNF. What is BDNF? BDNF gene stands signal for protein manufacturing in the brain and spinal cord. Okay, called brain-derived neuropathic factors. Okay, normally found in the region of the brain. Okay, so brain signal they need spinal cord. Okay, for the signal. Now, BDNF needed for healthy cognitive function, increases new brain cell, improves learning, memory, and mood. Lower BDNF relates to autism disorders, Alzheimer, dementia, schizophrenia, Parkinson, depression. BDNF. Chewing activity increases BDNF. We don't. Okay. Productions and food rich in flavonoids like berries, turmeric, dark chocolate, diet high in fat, sugar, inflammation, and high cortisol lowers BDNF. Revive up regulates BDNF by 430%.
Wow.
All the 6 products good. On certain cases, I give this. Okay. So I hope that you all understand now the 6 stages of the illnesses. Okay, why some get well, some get well, because depending on which stage they are. People in the stage 1, stage 2, they take home, recovered. People in the stage 4, maybe stage 5, 6, they takes time. It's not the product didn't work. It's where you are. The thing we do not know. Of course, you come to me, I know where stage 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But again, listen to your body. That is the best thing. And try to practice a little bit, I've given you the knowledge. Knowledge alone is important. What is important? Wisdom. Wisdom gained by experiences. Now you need to put into applications. Thank you very much.